Speaking of the media being a joke, and someone that recently spoke to President Trump, Bill Maher, got confronted over him whining about the 2020 election. Let's listen to this really quick.
Here's my question. When last we spoke several years ago, you were stuck on this issue. You're still stuck on it. How come?
Because it's not been resolved.
So wait, what is it that hasn't been resolved?
The asymmetry of American elections. The fact that if one party, the Republican Party, wins the election, the other party goes, okay, you win some, you lose some, and they go home. Hillary Clinton went home. Kamala Harris went home.
Yeah.
You can't imagine Trump ever going home.
Hillary Clinton went home? Hillary Clinton went home? Really? Let's listen to this clip right here, Bill Maher.
To our future, the damage being done to our values, our institutions, and try to think of ways that I can help those who are on the front lines of the fight.
Your name doesn't come up much on any campaign except for Donald Trump's. Lock her up is still a big popular line.
I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president.
Wow. But Hillary Clinton went home, guys. Hillary Clinton went home and didn't say anything negative. Nothing at all.
He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did. And I take responsibility for those parts of it that I should. But Jane, it was like applying for a job and getting 66 million letters of recommendation and losing to a corrupt human tornado. And so I know that he knows that this wasn't on the level. I don't know that we'll ever know everything that happened, but clearly we know a lot and are learning more every day, and history will probably sort it all out. So of course.
That doesn't sound like she just went home, Bill. Doesn't sound like she just went home, but let's cry about Trump.
Excuse me. Now what you're doing is injecting metaphysics into what might be a matter of. So is the question is not what he did. The question is not even what he might do. What you've just said is one can't imagine what he would do. But on the other hand,
no, I don't have to imagine what he did in 2020, which was never concede the election. I'm not even.
Dude, he didn't have to concede the election. He lost. If somebody is beaten in a prize fight and the other guy gets the belt, the person who's beaten does not have to concede. It's not necessary. He's lost.
Well, it is necessary.
His point stands, but Trump didn't lose. Trump didn't lose. As a matter of fact, someone explained this to me. Obama, 69 million votes. Obama's re-election, 65 million votes. Hillary Clinton, 65 million votes. Joe Biden gets 81 million votes, guys. Most popular president in the history of our country. And then suddenly, Kamala gets 68 million votes. Explain that to me. It doesn't add up.
Necessary, the analogy falls down because that if a prize fighter loses, it doesn't inspire people to riot.
How did he inspire people to riot?
By not conceding the election.
Oh, come on.
What?
Come on. So wait a second. He didn't say the words "I concede," and so that meant people rioted?
Yes. What do you think January 6th was about?
What do you think January 6th was?
It was about people who did not hear their leaders say, as every other leader in this country has said after an election, okay, I lost. We welcome the new guy. We had disagreements, but now we're all Americans. When Obama took over, George Bush stood next to him and he said, we want you to succeed because when you succeed, Trump didn't do any of that.
Okay.
Spied on his fucking campaign. What are you talking about, Bill Maher? Jesus Christ. Even when you, Bill Maher, get to meet with President Trump and see that he's not the evil person you've claimed, it still does not cure a severe case of TDS.
So what?
So what? It inspires half the country to not accept the basic democratic principle that we have elections, and when you lose, you go away, and then you become the loyal opposition. They don't see themselves as the loyal.
You like me have built a career out of nothing except talent and a little bit of luck and a lot of hard work, but you're full of shit. What I don't understand when you say that he did not say the words "I concede" caused half the country, which you just said,
Yeah.
to riot.
No, I didn't say half the country rioted. A lot of people rioted, and it was less than half the country because he got less than half the votes and still won. That's okay. That's our system. But a good deal of the country, approaching half, the people who are MAGA, the people who love him, at least a third of the country, will now in the future never accept any electoral results. And a democracy can't continue in that way. You have to have this situation we've always had where the one football coach walks across the field and shakes the hand with the coach who just beat him in the game.
Okay,
As
what
tough
do you
as it
think
is.
we'd be?
Good Lord, man. He's so far gone. He's so far gone. And it's such a ridiculous thing to even get into. Donald Trump didn't concede 2020 because Donald Trump didn't lose 2020. That's just the fact of the matter. And if you truly do not believe that you lost and you are going to fight to prove that you didn't lose, why would you concede when you don't believe that you lost? Why would he do that? That makes no sense. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. They spied on his fucking campaign. And he's supposed to just look the other way. They raided his home. They shot at him. They indicted him 4 times. They arrested people from his campaign. And he's supposed to say, I concede because it's the right thing to do. No, never. And this is why he is Teflon Don. They want him to cuck because they need him to cuck. They need him to be the Bernie Sanders mentality. That's why they love Bernie, because Bernie cucked right when things got the toughest. Bernie Sanders put all of this out there. Oh, we've got to destroy the system. Oh, we've got to destroy the corrupts. All the elites are out there. And he built this huge following, and he had this huge movement of people. And then Hillary Clinton stole his nomination. Yes, Hillary Clinton stole Bernie Sanders' nomination, and Bernie Sanders cucked. He's like, I got to endorse Hillary. You know, he cucked. That's what they want. They can't control Trump. They're never going to control Trump. And that's why they hate his guts. That's why they despise him. So Bill Maher is absolutely just out of his mind. And again, I will repeat this right here. Explain this to me. Explain this to me. There is no way in hell that you're going to convince me that Joe Biden, with his stumbling and his fumbling and all of the nonsense we saw in the lead up to the 2020 election, you're not going to convince me that this guy got 81 million votes. I was following politics when Barack Obama ran in 2008. And we can say whatever we want about Barack Obama. And I hate Barack Obama. And I think that he has done so much damage to this country. But Barack Obama's 2008 campaign, definitely, you could feel the movement that was going on. You could feel the momentum. Now, the media had a huge part into that because the media protected him. He was very carefully placed in situations where he could make his prepared speeches. And he is a great, very gifted speech. He's gifted at giving speeches that are prepared. He's terrible talking in front of a camera without a prepared speech. But if you give him a script, Barack Obama can get up in front of tens of thousands of people and give an incredible speech. He absolutely can. But you're going to tell me that Joe Biden's campaign, that campaign is the one that motivated that many votes? Are you kidding me? No, not even close.